Ancient Sparta stands out as a polity distinct from all other city-states of ancient Greece, not only in the perceptions of modern audiences but also in the views of its contemporaries and its own citizens. Numerous aspects highlight Sparta's divergence from the broader Greek world: its reputedly austere lifestyle, its state-controlled land ownership, and its highly militarized society. Yet, this idealization often obscures a more intricate reality, a phenomenon articulated by French classicist François Allier as the Spartan mirage. Despite centuries of propaganda promoting a narrative of Spartan exceptionalism, historical evidence reveals that Sparta, while indeed unique in some respects, remained fundamentally a Greek city-state, much like its peers. In this exploration, we aim to dismantle several prevalent myths about Sparta's uniqueness, including assertions of its supposed absence of artistic expression and luxury. We will examine the distinctive qualities of Sparta while concurrently illustrating the many ways in which the Lacedaemonians shared commonalities with their Hellenic neighbors. Questions will arise about the true nature of Spartan existence. Was Sparta a genuinely unique state? Did it indeed possess wealth, a tradition of poetry, and other cultural practices akin to those found in the wider Hellenic world? What precisely constitutes the Spartan mirage? Join us as we embark on this myth-busting journey to unveil how special Sparta was within the broader context of classical Greek civilization. The Spartan mirage: origins and evolution. Before we delve into Spartan culture, it's crucial to grasp the concept of the Spartan mirage. This term encapsulates the contemporary image of Sparta as a community of muscular warriors leading simple, communal lives fixated solely on developing formidable military prowess. Intriguingly, the Spartans themselves left behind few written records, so this depiction originated from external sources in ancient Greece, including the Athenian historian Xenophon and Thucydides, who chronicled the Peloponnesian Wars between Athens and Sparta. Herodotus even described Sparta as having more in common with the Persians than with other Greeks, cementing its image as a uniquely militaristic and austere society. This narrative endured over the centuries, especially after the Romans conquered southern Greece and transformed Sparta into a tourist attraction, exploiting its legendary martial history to draw visitors. Later, during the Enlightenment, thinkers such as Jean-Jacques Rousseau revived these myths, portraying Sparta as a society of indomitable, monk-like warriors. However, contemporary scholars like Paul Cartledge and Stephen Hodkinson have critiqued the Spartan mirage, urging a re-evaluation of this prevailing narrative. Spartan wealth and the illusion of austerity. One of the most widespread myths about Sparta is its supposed extreme austerity, often propagated by philosophers like Plato, who suggested that the Spartans shunned wealth in favor of simplicity. This perception likely traces back to the legendary lawgiver Lycurgus, who is said to have mandated the use of heavy iron as currency to prevent Spartans from becoming enamored with gold. However, archaeological evidence and historical scrutiny have challenged this notion. It appears that Sparta was a late adopter of minted currency, with silver coins becoming prevalent only in the late 5th century BCE, indicating an engagement with economic practices shared by other Greek city-states. Additionally, the idea that Spartan society forbade the use of foreign currency has been debunked. During the Peloponnesian Wars, Spartan military resources included gold coins sourced from other cities. Wealth was unevenly distributed, with richer Spartans controlling large estates farmed by helots, while poorer citizens cultivated smaller plots, leading to significant social stratification. This disparity contributed to manpower shortages in the 4th century BC, as inheritance practices favored the concentration of wealth in a few families. Efforts by Spartan kings to rectify this situation were often met with resistance from affluent landowners, revealing a societal structure marked by economic inequality that mirrored that of other Greek regions. Militarism and politics in Spartan society. Sparta's renowned militarism is yet another aspect often viewed as uniquely defining. While mandatory military service was a common practice in all Greek city-states, Spartan service lasted from the age of 20 to 60, supplemented by a rigorous training regime known as the agoge, which boys began at the age of 7. Moreover, the state provided military equipment to its soldiers, distinguishing Sparta from other cities where citizens financed their own armament. Nevertheless, Spartan society was not entirely militaristic in its organization. Public and military affairs were distinct. Public funerals for soldiers were typically held at the battlefield rather than in Sparta, suggesting an attempt to separate the realities of warfare from daily civic life. Though Spartan men did gather for communal meals associated with military units, these gatherings served both civic and military functions, resembling more of a social event than a strictly militant obligation. In terms of governance, Sparta's political system featured a unique complexity with dual kingship, an assembly of elders Gerousia, 5 elected ephors, and the citizens' assembly Apella. Each institution functioned to check the others and maintain social cohesion. Despite this design aimed at promoting unity, Spartan politics were not devoid of conflict. Historical instances, including royal intrigue and suspected assassinations, reveal a political landscape rife with the same factional disputes found in other Greek city-states. The ideal of a harmonious society was often a facade with real political discord simmering beneath the surface. Community, citizenship, and social structure. Another hallmark of Sparta is its distinct social structure and community values. For instance, Spartan women were afforded education in both physical and intellectual pursuits, diverging from norms prevalent in other Greek societies. While Sparta is often perceived as a bastion of uniformity, evidence suggests that individual achievement was indeed recognized and celebrated. Archaeological findings reveal votive offerings honoring specific athletes, defying the narrative of Spartan conformity and suggesting that personal accomplishments were acknowledged within the larger community fabric. Citizenship in Sparta was generally restricted, requiring that both parents be native Spartans. However, the notion that Sparta maintained a rigidly exclusive policy has been challenged. Individuals could achieve citizenship through military service, and certain groups, such as the Neodamides, were granted rights akin to those of native Spartans, indicating a level of flexibility that diminishes the stark perception of Spartan isolationism. Religion, art, and culture in Sparta. Finally, Sparta's artistic and cultural output contradicts its image as a generally austere society. Contrary to prevailing myths, Spartans engaged with various forms of creative expression. The meticulous craftsmanship evident in votive offerings suggests a community that appreciated artistic skill, all reflected in the elaborate pottery and architecture found throughout Spartan territory. Despite the scarcity of written records, Sparta was not devoid of literary culture. Notable Spartan poets, such as Tyrtaeus and Alcman, contributed to local literature, with Tyrtaeus's works celebrating military valor and community spirit. In conclusion, while the Spartans may have enacted their traditional Greek institutions with an intensity distinct from that of their contemporaries in Athens, Thebes, and Corinth, many of these practices were commonplace across the Hellenic world. Uniqueness can be identified in certain aspects, such as women's property rights and extensive military service, yet these are outnumbered by the similarities that link Sparta to other Greek polities. The reality of Spartan society, often romanticized as part of a bygone golden age, is far more nuanced than the myths suggest. Ultimately, the Spartans were a stubborn and elitist society facing the same challenges that characterized other cultures of their time, revealing layers of complexity beneath their famed austere exterior. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to support our work and never miss an upload. Like this video, drop a comment, and share it with others to show your support and help us grow this historical community.